Hello, everyone, and happy Wednesday. My gosh, the week seems to go faster and faster every single week. So I'm excited to be here with you again, and we have even more information to learn this week. In fact, the lesson that I picked or the information that I've chosen to share with you tonight or this afternoon, depending on where you are, has to do with what's happening in November. Every single month, we are affected by the month's energy. So we are shifting from what is called the dog month, the month of October, into the month of the pig. So we are switching right now. It actually transitions and sets into place on November 7th, which is this Sunday. And for those of you that have been following me, know that at the first day of the month, I put up a new monthly meditation. And next Wednesday, we're going to be talking about the guardians. So you know how to use that meditation a little bit more deeply. But when you set an intention at the beginning of the month about the goals that you're setting and the actions that you're taking, the meditation that I put up actually helps activate the divine energy around us to do all of those things that we cannot control, the serendipity, the courage, the creativity, putting us in the right place at the right time. That's what using that meditation will do for you. And you can find that on my YouTube channel. For those of you watching on my YouTube channel, that'll be very easy for you. For those of you on one of my Facebook channels that this appears on, you simply go to YouTube and search my name, Amy Theisen. That's the channel it's under. And that new monthly meditation will drop on early Sunday morning, like at 12:30 a.m. So use that meditation this month to set your intentions and get your divine spiritual guides working for you, putting things into place to help you reach your goals for the month. So as we switch into this month of November, switching into the pig, we are leaving the fall animals, the autumn animals, which have a heavy metal influence, and we're heading into the water animals. And water season is our winter animals. So November, December, and January are all heavy water. And when we have heavy water that influences us, there's a lot more emotions. So people can have more depression. They can have more emotional mood swings. These are some of the things just to keep in mind as we head into that next season. And I say this because as we go through these next 4 years, 3 years, 2022, 23, and then finally to 2024, as we transition to period 9, one of the things we're going to see in period 9 is depression. People who are more emotionally unstable. And I want to start preparing you for that so you can recognize it. There's not much you can do about it other than start to find the things that you're passionate about and go inside and activate all of that inner goodness and see yourself, value yourself, and see your self-worth so that period 9, when it comes, you won't be one of the casualties of the potential depression that we see coming. So, all right, I am going to share this slide right here because in order to participate fully in this week's live session, you are going to need your destiny chart, and you can head over to amytheisen.com. I'll give you just a minute to do that. You can do it on your phone, you can do it on your iPad, or if you have another screen, make sure you go over to amytheisen.com and scroll to the bottom and get your free destiny chart. So you just quickly log in, get your destiny chart, and what we are going to be looking at today. Oh, I have to go through this first. So I really love when you guys share with me if you're watching live or if you're watching the replay or if you have something else. If you have another place that you're watching me, love to see that. Let me take that banner down. Okay, I do have to tell you, I'm not in my office. I'm doing this on the road this week. So it's a little different doing that because I can't see all of the things I normally see when I do this broadcast. I'm actually in Taos, New Mexico, and it's gorgeous down here. We're seeing a dear friend of ours, and we're heading back up to Minnesota tomorrow. So we've enjoyed our time away, but still doing some work down here, which is always fun to do on the road. So would love to hear if you're watching this live, where you're watching from. If you took away anything from last week when I talked about your identity palace and I talked about your 5 ghost palace, did you notice anything this week from the information that I shared last week? And then I'm going to be here live again next Wednesday at 4 p.m. I'd love for you to share this video. If you find it interesting, the content interesting, would love for you to share it with your network and help them as well. Give those insights to your network as well. So we're going to move on. And I'm going to talk about this Bazi calculator again. Every week, it seems like I'm always touching on this because it is such an important piece of helping you understand how to implement the information I'm talking about. Now, if you do not know the hour, you'll see here it says hour unknown. You do not have to know the exact time of your birth for you to get the information that I've been sharing so far. There are other times when the exact date does matter, but even if you know it within an hour, that's perfectly fine too. And now the print function is working, so you can print your chart. You just simply scroll down to the bottom of the chart that's generated and you'll see this print button. And if you don't immediately see that, it's because your computer has, you'll have to empty the cache or click out and come back and reload the page. Then the new changes will take place. So just print that out and you'll have it with you every week. This week, we are once again focusing on that life star. That life star is what we use as feng shui practitioners to analyze how you coexist in your home. And it also tells us some insights into how your upcoming month is going to play out. So I wanted to talk about, since we're coming into the month of November, give you some insight, because when you know something is coming, you can either prepare for it or you can take advantage of it. So by knowing something is coming, it can help set up your month for success. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So make sure you have your Life Star number. Now, for those of you who are Life Star 5, you will either convert to a Life Star 2 or an 8. Okay, so men, you convert to 2, women, you convert to 8. So as I go through each one of the Life Stars during this broadcast, just know if you're a Life Star 5, you have to look at the 2 or the 8. Now, as I mentioned, this Life Star has a home in what we call the Loshu Square. So October, this is how all the numbers were allocated. Okay, I know you don't know how to read that unless you've taken classes with me, but this is how they're allocating for the month of November. And these are their home base. Everybody's going back to where they started. So you're going to feel some comfort in November. However, doubling up of a Life Star isn't always all it's cracked up to be. It can cause some issues, but it also can give you some benefits. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So every month, these little stars, as we call them, fly around this box and they shift. And when they land in your home base, so if you see, let's say you're a Life Star 1, just like my example, your home base is down here. This is what we consider the north area. So whatever comes to you is your visiting star. So this month, the 1 is visiting the 1. That's what I mean by doubling up. Everybody's gone back to home base. All right, so what does that mean? So it means our Life Star numbers over here on the left being visited by the Life Star that's right next to it. So you're going to see all the same numbers this month. This makes it easy for when we flip to December. You'll understand what's going to be happening for you in December because you'll have a different star visiting you in December. So just for this month, you're going to be, it's like the favorite aunt, perhaps sometimes the not so favorite aunt, is coming to visit you for the next 30 days. So what does it mean? What kind of party are you going to have? How much entertaining are you going to have? Or do you just want to lock the door and not see that aunt that's visiting? Well, let's find out. If you are a Life Star 1, you are going to be visited by another 1. So if you remember from earlier live events, the Life Star 1 is water. So water getting more water. This could be an emotional month for you. However, the thing you need to be paying attention to the most is not to rush things. Have you ever been coming down to having to make a decision, and then all of a sudden somebody throws you a curveball and they want your decision on something, and you just throw up your hands and say, whatever, okay, do it. This is not the month for Lifestar Ones to do that. Make sure that you are really analyzing what's going on before you make that decision. And then the other thing with ones is you have a tendency to overspend this month. So watch your expenses, set your budget, make sure you know where your money's going this month, but you are also in the position to learn something great. If you've been trying to study something or just can't grasp a concept, this is the month to do it because your learning capabilities are much better. Those of you who are Lifestar 2, Lifestar 2 is the yin earth, like the sand and the soil. You are being visited by more sand and more soil. So typically when you're visited by the Lifestar 2, it signals some sort of illness. It also can signal some adventures in real estate. This month, when the 2 is being visited by a 2, you will have a tendency to work too much. And when you work too much, you're putting your health at risk. So you are risking your health in favor of wealth. All right. So you need to be careful of not being the workaholic. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. And then the other thing for you is this can bring about some procrastination. So seek some insight from other people in your life, from the people that you trust, so that you'll be able to actually move forward in the month of November rather than feel a little stuck. Lifestar 3, we talked about Lifestar 3 being that tall, strong, sturdy, stubborn tree. Well, this month you're being visited by another strong, tall, sturdy, stubborn tree. So we have 2 stubborn trees this month. That means there could be a sudden jolt or a shock in your life. All of a sudden, you were the tallest tree in the forest, and now you've got a competition. You've got a competitor. It is the month for you to keep a cool head because we know that number 3s can kind of go off. That would be a good thing to say. So we just want to make sure if you're a Lifestar 3, you keep your calm, you keep your cool, and don't rush into anything. And for goodness sake, stop being so stubborn. Your stubbornness will only hinder you in the month of November. Lifestar 4, you are the nice flowers, the beautiful grasses, the twisting vine. Well, this month you have another vine. So what do vines do? Vines tend to twist together, and oftentimes they end up falling to the ground instead of climbing nicely up the tree, which is what they want to do. So for 4s, for the Lifestar 4, you may not see a lot of progress. You can make progress as far as studying, but the key there is you need to use the knowledge that you are learning. I know everyone out there has had a time where you've been studying something and you're really excited about it. You think it's really cool, but then you don't do anything with it. That's the potential with Lifestar 4. So this is a month for you to learn, but make sure that you are using the knowledge that you're gaining. It is also sometime, for some of you, a time when you can find a new opportunity out there. So be on the lookout. You might have something come your way that you may want to say yes to. So listen to those nudges and take a step toward it and see what happens. So here's our Lifestar 5. Remember, you convert to a 2 if you're a man or 8 if you're a female. So now let's see who's next here. So get the slide changed. Again, Lifestar 5, you convert. So if you're Lifestar 6, remember that Lifestar 6 are like the sword or the spear or the axe. You're kind of the leader. You're someone who has to do difficult things most of your life, physical labor. I always talk about Daymaster, who is a Yang metal and a Lifestar 6. You are always physically working. You have to be working in order to be productive. Otherwise, you have a tendency to just kind of lay in bed and be lazy. But to be most useful, you have to be working. So when you're visited by another one just like you, this can be the sword fight. However, because your metal is so strong, it is a month for you to get others to think of things the way you do. The flip side of that is allowing yourself to slip into simply arguing all month. It's your choice. You can either be very smooth and use the month to your advantage by getting people over to your way of opinion, or you can just simply sword fight it out and there will be no winner. Your choice. You have to be a little bit more diplomatic this month if you want to win the month. Lifestar 7, you're the fine jewelry. You're the ones that are wonderful talkers. When you have another 7 visiting you, it's just like talk all the time. So to focus your efforts on networking. Learn from other people because other people will be able to ignite your passion. They'll be able to give you advice. They'll say something that you'll just go, oh, I get it now. Or you just gave me a great idea. So Lifestar 7s, your strength is in more people, more networking, listening, and taking action when you are inspired. Lifestar 8, this is the female 5. Lifestar 8 is the rocky mountain or the tall, strong mountain. And now you've got 2 of them. So now all of a sudden we've got a mountain range this month. You already have procrastination as your middle name. So this month you will not be moving anywhere fast unless you're paying attention. You also, just like the Lifestar 2, needs to think things through. And the Lifestar 1. So think carefully. Don't rush into anything. The thing with you is the emotional side. You need to stay positive. Going negative or pessimism in November will not help you win the month. So staying positive will help you win this November. And then we have Lifestar 9. Lifestar 9 is our fire, both fire here on the earth and fire of the sun. So we have 2 suns and 2 campfires. It's a lot of fire. So it brings out a lot of passion in you. It can also blind you. When the fire is this strong, it can blind you from seeing, not physically blinding you, but it'll shield you from seeing things that possibly are important in your life. So you need to slow down. So a way to think of it is when the sun is at its height and as it's starting to either pinnacle at noon or start to set, you'll see shadows. So the sun, a 9, won't be able to see the shadows. So won't be able to see beneath the surface when there's so much sunlight. So look beneath the surface. If something is too good to be true this month for a Lifestar 9, it most likely is. Slow down, do your research, and you will win November. Okay, so that's your Lifestars for the month. Now I want to turn our attention to something called the Hour of Power. This is an interesting concept that is incredibly useful for anyone who has some problems they're facing or wants to get clarity or just wants to continue the momentum that they've been feeling all of these weeks, months, hours, days, whatever it might be. So this is the most important hour of the day. It's when you want to do your most important activity of the day. Now, when I give these hours of powers, I'm going to give them for the next 3 days. And this is to help you launch into November at the highest level possible so that momentum can carry you through with clarity. Now, the issue is that if you choose to use the hour of power to argue or to rehash issues with a spouse or a friend or a neighbor or a child, it will only enhance it. It'll make the problems worse. So the hour of power, when I give it to you, it's a time for you to do your deep focus, to do your deep thinking, to do mastery over a subject. So it's a time to enhance yourself. All right. But if you're focusing on contemplating, I put in the slide on what sucks in life, then you're just going to amplify what sucks. Okay. So we want to make sure that it's all positive how you're using this hour of power. And if you are doing selling, if you have a sales call at this time, that's a great use of the hour of power. If you need to have a romantic dinner, or maybe you're going to ask someone to marry you, you could use the hour of power. Now, I'd probably say have me pick a better date than the 3 that are coming up. But these are the specific hours of each day coming up that you can use to get clear about your life, to chart out a strategy, not to think about the bad stuff, but think about how you can go from point A to point B because you're trying to reach point B or C, and you can chart that out, get focused, learn the things you need to learn to do that, and you'll win the day and you'll be set up for a great November. So today, right now, November 3rd, from 3 to 5 p.m., and this is your time zone. So I don't care what time zone you're in, it's always 3 to 5 p.m. And whenever I give a time, it's always in your time zone, whether you're East Coast or West Coast, it's always your time zone. It's like saying when it's New Year's Eve in New York and it turns midnight, that's the New Year's Eve time. That's the flip of the new year. West Coast, you still have to wait 3 hours. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 3 hours or 4 hours before it's New Year's for you. So even though it is 4:20 Central Time, it's 3:20 in Taos where I am. It's 2:20 in California. At between 3 and 5 is your hour of power. Now I have in this slide a couple of things that when we look at a day, it shows us that this hour is actually a wood monkey hour. It's got a wood tiger formation. And then the stars that are being supportive are heavenly noble, heavenly officer, heavenly dazzling, and yea noble. The one that makes us the hour of power is called heavenly nobleman. All right. So today from 3 to 5, if you're working on strategy, not just contemplating a problem, you've got the hour of power on your side. November 4th, tomorrow, Thursday, 5 to 7 p.m. or 9 to 11 p.m. I gave you both of these just depending on what your day looks like. And this is a time, oftentimes it's just journaling. Some people like to just go through the day and be grateful and outline what happened today so they can see everything that they accomplished. That's a perfect use of the hour of power. So you can use either one of these from 5 to 7 p.m. or from 9 to 11 p.m. Now, the 5 to 7 p.m., you'll see I have a little note there that says you'll be able to see things clearly. Oftentimes, we sometimes don't, we're not always sure of our choices. We just have to make a decision and we just don't know what decision to make. This is an hour from 5 to 7 p.m. tomorrow where you will be able to see things clearly if you're intentional. I got goosebumps on that. So it's intention behind using this hour of power. You will be able to see things clearly and know what choice to make. So write that in your calendar, put it in your phone for a reminder that anytime between 5 to 7 p.m., it can be for 10 minutes, it can be for 5 minutes, for 15 minutes, for a full hour, whatever it is, sit down, journal about your day, show gratitude, work on solving a problem or strategy during the hour of power from 5 to 7 or 9 to 11. And then your last one is coming up on November 5th. So I gave you the next one for November 5th. So the next 3 days, you have hours of power. This one is from 9 to 11 p.m. I may have given you one more. We're going to have to see what the slideshow shows. I think I gave one on Saturday too. So Friday, this is a late at night one, 9 to 11 p.m. Again, you can see things clearly. So if you miss the hour of power tomorrow, you can intentionally sit on Friday from 9 to 11 p.m. and say, okay, these are my 2 choices. What are the pros of each of them? And you'll be able to see clearly the choice to make. And again, you can see the heavenly nobleman there. And precious light is all about clarity. And then oh, look at that, guys. I couldn't remember when I put this together yesterday if I'd given you one on Saturday. I thought I had. So Saturday afternoon, I gave you one more. Now, this is not a clarity one, but this one is about winning the day, is between 1 and 3 p.m. So on Saturday, if you just haven't had time for the rest of the week, use Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. Strategize on how to get from point A to point B, lay out a marketing plan, do some study on a concept that you need to understand. Again, do not tackle things that are negative. Don't argue. Don't have a heated discussion with your spouse or your children. Don't contemplate how bad life is. We want everything to be positive, and that's how you win the day and activate these hour of powers, and that'll help you sail through the rest of the month. Okay, so you've got the next 4 days today, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 4 days where you can chart that course for the rest of the week and the month and get some things clear in your plate so that you can win November after knowing how November is going to affect you. And if you joined me a little bit late, make sure you watch the rebroadcast. It'll be on right after that. You just have to click watch. Make sure you know your life star, and you'll find out how the month of November is going to affect you. So what I'd like you to do now is to think of that one thing you need to remember from the influence visiting you this month. Remember, everything's doubled up. Some of you have to watch out for procrastinations. Other of you have to slow down and not make rash decisions. Other of you have to make sure you're not being blinded by all the passion you have for something. Some of you just have to get out and talk to people and listen to people. So remember that for the entire month of November. And then can you take a few minutes over the next 5 days to use one of those hours of power to do that deep focus, to deep dive into the mastery of a subject, to educate yourself, to enhance yourself, to express gratitude and thankfulness, to chart the strategy to get you from point A to point B, to set your goals for the month. Remember, it's all about positivity. At the very least, write down those hours again and don't do anything negative during them. Don't think about anything negative, and look at the positive part of life and not the negative side. All right, guys, if you have a question for me, even if I don't care how personal it is, or maybe you just have a general question, please send me an email at amy@amytheisen.com, or you can instant message me on Messenger and Facebook, or you can drop a comment in the comment section below this video. I'd love to hear from you, and perhaps I'll answer it next week. And I want to remind you that the year of the water tiger is coming up. It's just around the corner. We're already into November. And I have a special gift for you guys today. If you head over to and type this address into your website, amytheisen.com/special-offer. So special-offer. If you go to that special-offer page and enter your email address, I will send you all 4 ebooks that are on my website, along with a special meditation. It's just a grounding meditation. It's a 6-minute meditation that will help you whenever you feel a little lost, a little disconnected, a little out of control. It'll completely recenter you. I have to tell you, I've been using it. Sometimes you wake up and you're just crabby. Me, sometimes. Or you just have a bad discussion with someone, or you just don't feel right. Using that quick meditation, I guarantee you, will recenter you and you'll feel much better. And then in the ebook about the guardians, listen up on this piece. In the ebook about the guardians is a link to another chart generator. And this one will get you your guardian of destiny that we'll be talking about next week. So Guardians of Destiny are next week. It's my favorite topic to discuss. Use the link in the Guardian ebook if you go to the special offer page, and you'll be able to generate your Guardian of Destiny. So I thank you for being with me this afternoon. I hope you have a wonderful week. I'll see you back here next Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central, where we'll talk about the Guardian of Destiny. Take advantage of getting all 4 of those ebooks and the audio meditation emailed to you. Look in the Guardian of Destiny ebook. Click on the link to the other chart generator, and I will see you back here next week. Thanks for joining me live. Again, would love if you'd share a comment in the comments in the platform that you're watching me on. And you guys have a great week. Take care, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.